Yes, sir. We live? We live. Let's get this situation cracking. It's gonna be a good one tonight, y'all. Definitely gonna be a good one tonight. Let's get my main man in here. We're going to definitely break this situation down. Peace, family. Peace, family. Blessings and love to everybody. While we're waiting on my partner. How y'all guys doing, man? How y'all guys doing? All is well, all is well. All is well. Let's get my little pack of CBD out, man. We're going to get this night going, man, because it's going to be dark out, and I'm going to be talking in the dark because we got a lot to break down. I got my notes. I got my laptop just in case we get some misinformation. We could look it up. We ain't going to mess around with this shit. The CIA destroyed the black families. The FBI, whoever you want to call these people, man. These are government agents came in to infiltrate our black household, our infrastructure that was the main backbone of this very, very, very esoteric civilizations. We've had tribes and nations from way back ancient Kemet. You go down to the dynasties, the African dynasties, they had tribes. And all of these tribes were built off of the same divine rights, the same divine order. So we're going to break down how these things got into a tizzy. How do we get so many baby mamas? How do we get so many baby fathers? How do these situations become so disconnected that we don't understand? Here we go. There go my guy. Go. But we're gonna get into this because it's very near and dear to my heart, man. I just don't like it. There we go. There we go. Peace. Peace
What's going on, my
and
brother? How you
blessings
feeling?
to my brother.
What's going on, bro? How you feeling?
Man, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. Definitely waiting on the energy from you, my guy. You got it going on today, so
Man,
I wanted to get you online so we could talk about this situation, man.
absolutely.
You've been building on this for years, man.
Yeah, I've
So
been talking about this for a while, but
so so
go
you
ahead.
was the perfect person, man, to really pull up and put some stuff in the air, man.
Absolutely, bro.
You know what I'm
As
saying?
always, bro.
How you been doing today?
I've been cool, man. I've been stuck in this little IT class all day, bro.
Yeah.
I just got out. I was in that joint since 9 o'clock this morning. I just got out.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, it was heavy, bro.
Okay, that's what's up. We gonna keep it light, but we gonna be heavy though.
Yes, exactly,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So I got a little cheat sheet, man. I got an answer and question for him. I want to put you on the interview spot, and then we'll just
Okay,
build as we go. If we get anybody in the comments that want to build, man, feel free to add on.
absolutely.
Anybody feel free to request a live. We definitely with everything tonight because I want us to build, and this will be a part one. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Part one for sure. So
Absolutely.
first things first, I want to get right into it. We don't want to waste no time. We're going to bless the ancestors. Peace and blessings to everyone watching, everyone joining us. We just want to make sure that we tap into the correct avenue and the correct parallel so that we get this information out without our egos challenging each other, without our lower frequencies tapping into something left field. So
Absolutely.
Ashe to the ancestors, Ashe to your gods, whoever you pray to. I hope you're praying to yourself because that's the most important thing that we can deal with at this moment.
God.
I can hear you good. You can hear me, right, bro?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear
I
you.
got my
Loud
I
and
got my
clear.
notes, so I'm gonna just
Okay. Oh,
get
you ain't
into it,
playing
bro.
with the notes. You got the little notebook, little
Yeah,
tablet.
I ain't gonna mess with them because I want to make sure we got it. We tap into everything. So I just took your slides and I just started breaking them down as I see. So the
Absolutely.
very first thing is, what is the backbone of the black family? What is the black family dynamic? And this goes back to original times. How does the dynamic look in its proper form?
I think in
You
its
know what I mean?
proper form, it goes back to to balance between the black man and the black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like order in regards to everybody playing their roles equally, respecting each other, and being interdependent as well upon each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Loyalty, sacrifice, all those words. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All that good stuff. You feel me? I feel like that's what's missing in our community now.
Yep. 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 I think as well. That's right on point. I think the dynamic was the
Let me
big
go
three.
outside real quick, bro. My bad.
Yeah, you good. You
Go
good.
outside, get some light like you. I'm trying to be on your level.
Yeah,
You got some
the big
natural
three,
sunlight
bro.
popping.
Yeah, I
I'm
need to
at the
get my little
crib.
CBD out, man. Stop.
I'm out Peach Orchard right now.
Oh,
Shouts
that's what's
out.
up. You down the
Yeah.
block? Okay, you down the block from my house. That's what's up. Uh-oh. So I like to go back to the big three,
Yeah.
the triangular offense, if you will. But you
Yeah.
got the wife, you
Mm-hmm.
got the husband, and then you have the child. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So when you put those three into a format of divine right, you have the two pillars that hold up the third, and the third interconnects. Like you said, the interconnection is key. You
Yeah.
cannot go into a dynamic of tribe living without interconnecting, without
Absolutely.
relying on each other. So
Mm-hmm.
the biggest thing in my mind was the ability to lean on each other and the ability to have that space where you need me, I need you, you do this, I do this.
And the trust as well.
Exactly. The fact that I can go to you and I know it's all good.
Yeah.
You got it. And then I'll do my part as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to say that big three is the original key. So we'll jump right into some dynamics. What does the common black family look like right now? What is a common consistency when we see a black family right now?
I would
And
say
that's loaded question. So give me
there's a
whatever
loaded
you
question.
got.
That's why I was like, man, these are heavy questions.
Yeah,
I would say the dynamic of the black family right now is a lot of single mothers, a lot of absent fathers. That's I don't want to give too much away. So
we're gonna get into it. So that's
yeah,
all I really wanted to. I wanted to just let the
yeah,
beat build. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
a producer, just in case nobody know you. This
Yes,
is
sir.
my mixing master producer,
Yes,
the
sir.
track savage. So he
Absolutely.
knows how to let the beat build. But that's right on point, bro. I feel exactly what you're saying. It's a lot of baby mamas. We got a lot of baby daddies. We got a lot of women doing it on their own. We got a lot of men hanging out doing it on their own. And where do we get this from? We'll get into it, but that's what it looks like now. So let's say who infiltrated the black families. We'll go from today, and then we'll go to yesterday.
All right.
Now you can start with yesterday, so because that's what happened first. But then we'll get it.
I want to say who infiltrated it first was. It's a tough one. I want to say the colonizers.
Right.
You know, I feel like we can't really touch on. I feel like we can't really touch on this topic without acknowledging the fact that the people we call African Americans was already here.
Facts.
We have to acknowledge that. You feel me? So
A given, y'all. I hope
prerequisite.
anybody watching understands and knows that we're dealing with esoterics of the original man was us beings here first.
Absolutely.
But then we're digging to the next play. What
You know, and you know, when they brought, you know, Christianity over here through conquest, you know, Inquisition, all that, you know, slavery broke down initially is what broke down the family dynamic between, you know, our people.
Peace, sis.
And you feel me? And what's up, sis?
Peace.
And also fast forward, Jim Crow, civil rights. I want to say the main culprit,
Right.
J. Edgar Hoover.
There we go. And I got that written down. That's how I know we tapped in. We didn't build, y'all. We just on the fly with this. So I know we tapped in. That's exactly what I got written down.
J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah.
Was a wild guy.
Yeah, that's a deep.
And he was
That's a
actually
deep one.
black.
I didn't know that.
He was actually black. But
I
we're
didn't
gonna talk
know
about
that.
that later.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Wow. So the
Yeah.
infiltration started with colonizers. Colonizers had a whole orientated idea. After they let the Moors civilize them, they figured out how they could abuse that play and take that and run with it so that they can incorporate their evil schemes into our nations, our tribes, our dynasties, and it was a wrap ever since.
Yeah.
So, Who Destroyed the Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams. Y'all check that out if you don't understand what we're talking about, because they got into the basics of that, and the dynasties began to become infiltrated when they figured out that they can take the land, pervert it,
Mm-hmm.
and then make us slaves in essence, because our pure hearts, our empathy rules with divine right. They don't have empathy. They
Yeah.
don't have a space where they can empathize. So we cleaned them up. They took it and ran with it. So that's definitely what I
Yeah.
think, bro. So now
Even to this day,
yeah,
like we still don't even want to get back at them the way that they got at us. Like we still
no,
not even,
we just want our land back. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? We want our land back, and y'all can stay over there for real.
Yeah.
It ain't even that deep. We ain't like that, because karma is a bee, and that bee don't play. So we understand divine order. We understand
Mm-hmm.
the way the woods, the trees, the squirrels, the insects. We understand how they can fight back if
Mm-hmm.
we push them. And you see it. You see it. You see the matrix crumbling right in front of your eyes. So this shit is not a joke. You have to keep divine order into place. And if you don't, you'll see discord. Discord is I think it's going to be the theme tonight. Discord. And my next question would be, why so many baby mothers and baby fathers? Let's get into a specific reason. Why? All right, look, I ain't gonna get personal if you don't want to get personal, but I'll
We can
talk
get
about
personal.
myself.
We can do whatever. Go ahead.
I have a baby mother, y'all.
Okay.
Things have been very ugly. I have a 9-year-old daughter and a 4-year-old son with this baby mother, and it's been an ugly ride, y'all. I walked into some things that I wasn't ready for, and I didn't understand some dynamics before I jumped into the family nature. I didn't understand the dynamic that the matrix had put in place. You understand? So I understand divine order, divine rights. I understand how to be a father and all those good things. But I didn't understand how the matrix will play us against each other. I did not know. So I have a very ugly situation with that one, and we can talk all day about that. But that's one thing, and I feel like the reason behind that was directly because there's a agenda for us black men and black women. There's an agenda, and a lot of times we fall victim, and a lot of times our counterparts fall victim. So that's what I'll say to that.
Unbeknownst, all of us,
Right,
unknowingly.
right. Know better, you do better, I think.
Absolutely.
So you deal with the agenda, and let me see what we got next. Now we'll wait on that. What is the agenda? Because you said the colonizers. Is the agenda still the same?
The agenda
Has it
still the
changed? When
same.
it changed?
I would say that it's probably gotten a little bit worse. They're probably clamping down a little bit more than what they were doing. I would feel like you want me to tap in on what the agenda is, or you want me to go into it?
I like that. Go. Let's get into
Okay.
it. Let's get into it.
From what I've noticed, in the around the civil rights era, like early, mid, late 1960s, they were there used to be a time when a man can go and work a job, a factory job, manufacturing, and he could provide for a family of 10, 12, a wife, and maybe even a side family if he
Yeah,
had
the
one,
mistress.
right?
A
You know
mistress.
what
You
I'm
know
saying?
what I'm saying? You know how
You know
things
what I'm
go.
saying? You know
Tribe
how
life.
it is. It is what it is.
Tribe
You feel
life.
me? And they closed a lot of those jobs, and they sent them overseas to China and all these other places. And when they did that, it created a situation where men weren't able to provide for their families anymore. And then once they weren't able to provide for the families anymore, women, black women, or women that lived in the inner cities, decided that they were going to go on government assistance. So the government incentivized women to remove the man from the household in return for getting housing, food stamps, health care, cash,
Mm.
anything that the man would provide. The government became the father, and they pushed the men out of the household. And with a lot of that, this is my son, y'all. Say what's up, Jonah. What's up? All right, go
He's
somewhere
good, bro.
now. Yeah. So like when they did that, it created a situation where you started having generations after generations of women that were providers and homemakers, which is masculine energy, right? And they were also in a situation where they were bringing up these children by themselves for 3-4 generations without a man. So like it's a bad situation all around.
The discord is the agenda. The discord and the creation of chaos, the creation of the lower frequencies. We were gods, we were kings. Peace, James. Peace. Love you, bro. We were once in a space where we were able to manifest our destinies by way of the triangle offense: man, woman, and child.
Mm-hmm.
So when, like I said, once the colonizers got a hold of that information, they understood it quickly. They're very smart now. The conniving side is is their priority, though. They like to underhand you. They don't play fair. So the Discord was all about lowering the frequency, getting the frequency off balance, so that way they can confuse you. That way, like you said, they can become daddy. And then when they're daddy, they can control the house. They can take the house over, they can tear that shit down, and they can rebuild it if they want. And this is what we're seeing. So like you said, now we're in what, the fourth generation, because in the 60s, that's when you seen the civil rights movement, and you seen the frequencies start to build, and you seen these people get scared, and they did
Very
not
scared.
understand. They even documented, like you said, in the FBI files, there's documentation that they said that,
COINTELPRO.
yes, exactly. The COINTELPRO situation, they talked about the frequency being risen because everyone was on the same accord. Malcolm X and Martin Luther were on the same accord. I don't give a fuck what you said. They created the discord between those two people.
Mm-hmm.
They created it so that either you're a Malcolm fan or you're a Martin fan, like it's a basketball game.
And, the older I'm getting, the more I'm starting to realize that I gotta turn the light on. That Martin Luther King, I feel like, was an informant. I feel like he was controlled opposition.
I think I would say I agree, but I think he started out pure. I believe he started out pure, and I think, like I said, they lowered his frequency.
Yeah.
And then they got him to do some things for their benefit, where he was not understanding that he was walking into that house and they were
that
going
burning
to,
house.
right, like we talk about a lot. So I don't want to talk about the ancestor in so many different bad ways, but I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely agree, and I feel like
he ain't know. Because he came into a pure hearted. He ain't know. Neither one of them knew. They ain't
so
knew, but
sick,
like,
man. You gotta laugh because you'll cry talking about it, man. That's sick.
Yeah, bro.
Like, they don't know. So they played each other against each other, like Michael Jordan versus Kobe Bryant. Like, why would we talk about
Two
it like that?
greats.
Like, those are both greats. Like, why just keep them both up there? Why it gotta be one or the other? And I get into that argument too. Everybody gets into that because the frequency on this matrix is bound to drop at any moment. You got to stay well aware and stay on your toes. So that's why the baby mothers and the baby fathers are here. So we got another portion of that. They kicked it up a notch with abortion and
birth control.
So I want you to touch on that, and I want you to, enlighten us on how did these things play out? What came into play?
So let me back it up a little bit. So with the civil rights movement, with everyone demanding equal rights, voting rights, all kind of stuff, it was a perfect opportunity for the feminist movement to come. And when the feminists came, they hijacked the civil rights movement, basically. And it's interesting because, like, you look at the the complaints of white women, and then you look at what black women had to go through, and they didn't have the same struggles. You know what I'm saying? Like, black women never had any of the luxuries of being able to sit back and live the kind of life that white women ever lived. You know what I'm saying? So I just find it a little ironic that today that black women sympathize or empathize so much to their cause, you know, and once they infiltrated it, you know, they came with the birth control, which led to more promiscuity in our community. And they also came with the abortions, which just killed so many black lives in our community. Like,
Right.
to this day, like, statistically, more black people die in their mother's wombs than they do by the police. And it's like,
Oh,
we talk about like Black Lives Mattering, but do they really matter though?
right. That's right.
You
Now,
know,
the abortions, right? Okay,
mm,
they put these into play, but why do the black woman or the black man utilize abortion? Why are some reasons? What are some reasons for me to go and get an abortion? You know what I'm saying?
it's always socioeconomic reasons.
There you
A
go.
lot of it has to do. A lot of it has to do
There you
with
go.
socioeconomic reason, as far as like coming up in poverty. You know, because like, when you think about like black
That's right,
families, like
Hood.
it's only been within like the past 20 or 30 years that like black people really even started really owning houses or even really living that kind of lifestyle that, you know what I'm saying, that we've always been after. And a lot of these people grew up in inner cities, and then once they removed the man from the household and then did all that, it was pretty much virtually impossible for anybody to get ahead while having children. So in return for the black women aborting their children, they rewarded them with financial security, aka college, careers, and such. You know what I'm saying? And it put them in a position where they were economically superior to their black male counterparts.
That's head on. That's bullseye, bro. That's bullseye. That's exactly what I think. That's exactly what I think. That shit touches my heart right now. It just makes me want to say a lot of things that ain't on key. But let's stay on point, bro.
Yeah, let's do
Because
it.
that abortion clinic is a mean place, man. That's a mean place.
I mean, and
And
I think we, not to cut you off, but I think we would be remiss
yeah,
to not talk about the origins of Planned Parenthood,
yeah. Let's
because
do it. Let's do it.
Planned Parenthood was formed by Margaret Sanger, and she was a eugenicist, and she believed that, you know, black people were the unwanted race, and you know, that's why when you look at Planned Parenthood now, the majority of them are within inner city communities. Like, you're not going to go to a suburb and really see a Planned Parenthood like that, like talking
No,
about it. Like,
no.
you go to a suburb, you're gonna see fertility clinics. You know what I'm saying? You come to the inner city, you're gonna see Planned Parenthood. So that's all by design. So we, now that we know the origins of it, like, we understand that it's a form of eugenics.
Yeah, yeah. Like Bill Gates is trying to do now. But you
Absolutely.
have the discord.
His dad was on the board. Is on the board of Planned Parenthood, actually.
Yeah, that don't even surprise me. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That don't surprise me
yeah. His
at all.
dad is actually on the board.
So the rabbit hole gets deeper as we go, y'all. It's always a agenda. There's always a plan to these situations. They don't put certain things in the hoods on purpose. Like the projects were actual projects. They were trying niggas out. They were
Yeah.
doing different things on these
I think
Negroes.
Jay-Z rapped about that.
Who?
Jay-Z, I think he said, you know why they call a project a project? Because
That's
it's a
it.
project.
Because
An
it's a project.
experiment
That was
wearing
the
it on his
deepest, most
object.
simple. That was the deepest, most simple bar Jay ever said, bro.
Yeah, it was deep.
That was the deepest, most simple bar, bro. Like
Yeah.
you have a project, and now you have people stacked on top of each other. Frequency is being bombarded, and calamity, discord is there. And then you don't have money, like you said. Factory jobs, the lowest of the jobs, were jobs that took care of us black people. And
Mm-hmm.
they first were able to take care of a tribe, and they first were able to get 12 miles fed. And now, as inflation kicks up and the socioeconomic discord is properly executed,
Mm.
they're putting this execution. They're putting us in execution
Yeah.
style murders now. But these are the reasoning why they put the abortion clinic in the hood. And then you get a baby, you get pregnant, and you don't have the money to take care of a child, and you don't
Mm.
have the divine thought process to be like, I'm going to see it through, and I'm going to
Mm.
make it happen regardless. That's godhood. You
Mm.
might not have it right then and there, so that will confidence wise break you down. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay, we're gonna get rid of this baby. I can't afford this. I don't have the mental space for this. So you go kill your child, and like you said, that's what the whole plan was about: socio-economic eugenics.
And
So
it's really weird because like when you really get into what a dollar is, it's fiat currency. So it's not backed up by anything tangible. It's not real, you know what I'm
nope,
saying? And then like with inflation and quantitative easing, with them like changing the interest rates up and down, they're literally guiding the economy in the direction that they want it to be. And the purchasing power of a dollar is not the same as it was 30, 40 years ago. So
mm,
like they know exactly what they're doing,
mm,
and they're playing a cold game against us. And like we're, you know, and I feel like I may be getting a little bit off topic right now, but I
no,
feel like as a people, like we say that we don't like these you know these white people or whatever you want to call them,
right,
Caucasian slave owner masters, whatever you want to call them. We say
whatever,
we don't like them, but at the same time, like we love their riches, we love their Western style of life.
yeah,
We want to be them so bad,
yes. J.
for our
Cole
own
said
detriment.
on my timeline on Twitter, this old feed, he was saying that when we go out in the world, we're so proud to be what these white people have put into place as higher statutory or royalty in a sense. They've created their royalty. They've created their judges, their doctors, their lawyers, and all of those royal stats are placeholders or gatekeepers to their agenda. So if you do get into a position where you're just like that white man, now you're excited that you're in this judge's robe.
Mm,
You're only playing the game that they want you to play. So now
mm,
you're the donkey on the Planet of the Apes. You're against your people. You're
yeah,
putting you're putting numbers up against your people. And maybe you say if I get into the house I can control the house, but there's no such thing. If if you play the game, you're subject to lose based on their terms because it's only their terms that we're playing on. So what
yeah,
if you don't even play the game? Like J. Cole said, what if you were the first black person to put up a farm in the hood? You know what I'm saying? Why you got to be the next judge or the next lawyer? Da, 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 da. So that's what you're touching on, and that's key on, bro. That's
yeah.
key on. The feminist movement is touchy because you don't want to disrespect a woman. You don't want to say
Uh,
that they're not worth certain things. But I was talking to my wife about this, and I think divine order is important when you talk about worldly order.
Absolutely.
So we don't need masculine space to
Mm,
be filled by a feminine
energy.
divine right. So that, in so many words, we don't need a woman running a business. That's cringy to hear, but that's the truth. We need
Mm,
a woman to nurture the business. We need a woman
exactly.
to mirror the business, look at it and be like, okay, not that, don't do that, but do this. But we need that divine masculine to stay on top of that space and be
I think the perfect analogy would be like we don't really need women to build a house, but we need them to make it a home, right?
there you go. There you go. There you go. That's I ain't even gotta talk no more. There you go. There you go. That's
That's the
facts.
perfect analogy. Like we don't need them climbing up ladders with nails and you feel me,
No,
like
man.
electrical
No,
cables. You don't need that.
no,
That's not their strength. Just
no.
like it's not my strength to be a nurturer and breastfeed my son. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not
Right.
my
I
role.
said this to my wife. I just said it. I said, how am I stay home if I can't even breastfeed my child?
Yeah.
Why would I stay home? What am I gonna do?
You know, I had to stay at home with my son for his whole pretty much the first 5 years of his life because his mom was just absent. Like she didn't want to.
Facts. we've been there, bro. I've been there. You've seen me taking care of my daughter by
Yeah,
myself, and it's rough. And sometimes you don't relate the same, and
yeah.
sometimes you get a little dysfunction and you get discord
Mm,
when you deal in the opposite manner of divine order. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like you said, we don't always need the woman to help build a house. We just need her to maintain it, hold it down, and make
Mm.
sure it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? We don't need the man to
Get the
go in there
smell
and
goods in there, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? The
that's
little
right,
floor mats by the,
bro.
you know what I'm saying, by the refrigerator.
Those accents, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Accents are key. I mean, key to the situation. Accents make you feel like this is a home now. I built this house, but this is a home now.
Exactly.
The nurturer has put her divine peace, peace,
Touch.
peace, peace, goddess. We definitely are on point with that, bro. I think the feminist movement was to teach women that they did not need the man to do anything, or that they were above the man.
Mm.
And we're right here with it. There's
Yeah.
nobody behind or in the back. We're right here with it. That means she do something and he do something totally different. And it keeps the house up. And it
In
keeps that
balance.
kid fed. You know what I'm saying? It keeps that
Exactly.
triangle offense rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Like you talk about stuff like that now, or like it just makes women cringe. Like the idea of actually being a mother and staying at home with their child, or like
mm-hmm.
they cringe, they loathe just the very idea of even having to be
Yep.
around their own children. Like
Yep.
it's
Yep.
weird. It's a very
Yep.
weird time we're living in. You know what I'm saying?
They rather be on Instagram in a Tesla and
Or they rather
make
work for somebody else than work for their own family. They rather work for a white
yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like you said, you get the assistance and then you're good, you're happy, you're content. You're like, I don't need him no more.
Mm.
He was only causing me problems, but why was he causing you problems? Because the feminism, the toxic feminism was conflicted. And maybe the masculine toxic masculine was conflicting with and it was a
And I think we would be remiss to not talk about that as well, because you know we have 3-4 generations of women raising men, and these men have never really been around other men.
yeah,
So there's a lot of feminine energy in these men,
yeah.
and like now you have women that hate men that they raised,
Damn.
and it's like
You see the memes all the time. Yeah.
I see it. You know, I be on Facebook and like people be hating the stuff I be talking about. They just think I just be like going in.
They think you're crazy, bro.
They think I'm crazy, bro. They're like, you hate women, you're gay. I'm like, I promise you, I'm pretty sure I'm not gay.
I can
I have
second
5
that.
kids. They be like, I know people that got 5 kids that's gay. I'm like, okay, all right, just whatever. If you want to pull up, I'll show you I'm not gay.
That's
Pull
it,
up.
bro. That's it, man. It's a funny topic because we can laugh at it, but it's the truth, man. It's very sad. But why? Okay. Now let's not blame our women. Let's not blame our queens on these things. Men got a backbone too, and these men are showing up half ass.
Yeah.
Some of these men, and like you said, there's men that are being raised by their mother, so the feminine traits are there. But there's
Mm-hmm.
men that have a good family. There's
Mm-hmm.
men that have a good father and mother involved, and then they still become not shit, quote unquote, to their kids, not shit, quote unquote, to the woman that they're dating. They don't understand the dynamics of taking care of a queen. They don't understand the dynamics of letting that queen nurture and nature the the agenda that the black family has. The agenda is to keep building and rely on each other.
Yeah.
So toxic masculinity comes from so many different areas, and I think like you said, parents, and then also you have music.
Mm-hmm.
Music started the toxic music started in the 80s, around the end of the
Yeah.
70s. You started to hear toxic music, but before that, what kind of music did we hear, bro, in the 1960s and the 50s?
Family making music, love music.
Yeah.
I call it simp music. They was simping heavy, but it
Oh,
was
it was all
good.
dancing to it, all
They was simping.
doo-wopping to it. I just
Mm-hmm.
watched Ray, and he won't so much on lovemaking, but he was always on higher frequency, and
Yeah,
he was so much on feeling good about yourself, having a good time. It won't nothing about fucking these hoes. It won't nothing about taking a pistol to his head, want nothing about making all
Yeah.
of this money and having a money phone. Like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, you said some wild stuff. You said the money ain't worth the paper it's printed on.
It's not.
They
It's
say
not.
it costs.
And
You say it
and,
costs
and
49 cents to make a penny.
yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's not. It's literally not worth anything. Like, and it's crazy because niggas be getting killed over $20. You know what I'm saying? And $20 ain't even worth nothing. So how much is a life worth? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Makes you think like, what are we even really doing?
that's
Like,
right, bro. We're fighting over.
it just really just got me confused because I really just be trying to figure it out on my own. Like, what are we doing all this for? Like, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna bust my ass, I'm gonna bring some food home for my kids. They gonna eat, but like,
We eating over here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's the key word niggas be
yeah,
talking.
we eating, but like, are we really eating though? Because like, as long, and this may be another conversation, but I feel like as long as we're like dependent on their system of economics, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna be slave to them. There's a creditor, and then there's the debtor. Like, as long as we're like on their system of commerce
Right,
and
right,
operating, you know what I'm saying, under their rules and their guidelines and stipulations, we will never be able to have self determination. We'll never be able to be our own people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
it's really all about money, but all of this, and it's crazy because when you talk about being black, it's a socioeconomic term. Like, racism cannot exist. Okay, racism is when you socioeconomically exclude somebody from making money based off their skin
That's
color.
right. That's the definition.
You feel me? So if the whole thing is about money, you can't have racism without a system of commerce. You feel me? So like, our whole identity is in being black, but that's because we're in their system of commerce. So if we removed ourselves from their systems, there would be no racism because they wouldn't be able to exclude us from our skin color. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's catch-22, bro. We gotta get to a point where we don't even be tripping off their money no more, because that's the whole reason why. I'll give you an example, and I talked about this on my page the other day. Redlining. There used to be a time when like banks would draw on maps and be like, yeah, black people can't buy houses over here. Ooh. So you feel me? Like, they weren't allowed to buy houses. It's called redlining, and so they socioeconomically barred people from buying houses, which prevented them from creating generational wealth, which prevented them from being able to pass homes down. So now I got to go and spend all this money on an apartment that costs more than a mortgage. You know what I'm saying? And then we got to keep doing that. So every generation, our people got to keep starting over. We have kids, they got to go rent. Have kids, they got to, like, we don't own anything.
That shit
so like
me, bro.
You feel me?
I see it all the time. You see, and I don't diss nobody, but you see these white boys, they get their house from their daddy. Their daddy buy the whole house. And then they live with their dogs and do their thing and just have a good old time. And they're doing what the tribes taught us to do in the first place. But they're just doing it with money. We were building, and then we're adding on. Building, adding on. Leaving something, adding on to it again. And then the ancestors just rotated. The cycles just rotated. They knew that when they came back, if they had to come back, they didn't finish their job, that they was going to be set up into a good place. And then they came back and they said, "Oh shit,
yeah,
this ain't right.
This ain't right.
Leave it like this."
You know,
where did the frequency drop?
It's weird because when they came back, you feel me? Like, the whole concept. I don't know. Maybe I just be thinking too much, bro. But the whole concept of owning land is very bizarre to me, bro.
I swear to God.
It's so strange, bro.
I swear to God.
Last time I checked, we come from the land, and when we die, we go back to it. So how can you own something that you are from? It doesn't make sense. It's here before us. How can you own it? If anything, the land owns us.
I swear to God.
It's weird.
Look, I live on the street, and I live out in the country in Georgia. You see me in the back.
Yeah.
But I live on the street, and I was riding down it yesterday, and it just started to break my heart again, man. I seen 45 acres of land for sale right down the block. I'm like, how did it get for sale? So I'm just thinking back to
who has the authority to sell that?
Fucking right. That's what I'm saying. How did you just come up on that 45 acres and be like, okay, this is mine, I'm gonna sell it? How?
Or how did
This
you
is
even get the authority to be like, this is mine?
that's what got me. That's what got my head spinning,
It's
man.
trippy, bro.
I'm like,
There's
how
a
do you
whole
got
section of law, probate law, like real estate law, just devoted to the concept of physically owning land, and it's so perverted, bro. Like,
perverse?
it's weird.
Perverse. It's perverse, and that's why we talk about this, because I want us to free our families. I want us to free our people. Like we can buy this land and we can play their games, but at some point we just gonna take it back. At some point we just got to grow some balls and take it back.
Think
Like
about this.
we can't go get a fucking vaccine because they trying to cut the jobs. I ain't gonna say that no more. They might cut the life, but we can't get the jab and be in a situation. Valuable securities, hood. That's right, man.
Yeah.
That's right. Like, what is that? We not. That shit ain't nothing, man. We can take these things back and it'll be ours. It'll be a divine right again.
So let's say we got the money together. We bought the 45 acres, right? What are they gonna do then? We can be living on the land the way we want to. They're gonna be like, oh, the municipal people are gonna come. Oh, you're out of code, right? And then if you're not out of code, then oh, you didn't pay the taxes on this, right?
Or
It
you
is
didn't pay enough
always
taxes.
something. It's always something, bro, to keep you relying or having to like deal with them
100.
all
100.
the time, bro. Like that's why I just like you just got to build some shit, bro. You just got to see.
Yep.
You see a piece of land, you like it,
You like it and you
and you build
see it.
them.
That's a fact. That's a
That's what you
fact.
do.
That's a
That's what our
fact.
ancestor did. Oh, this is a nice spot. Let's set up right here. Let's build some huts.
That's
The
right.
river's right down there.
That's
We
right.
got some fresh deer down the trail. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Set up shop.
That's right. Now, granted, they done took all the mounds. They done took all prime real estate by the water. But we can take the back streets and the back roads for now, and then we'll build on. But I'm right there with you, man. I just see the land. I see all these signs say this for sale, and then it's a company. There's a company attached to that piece of land saying that they selling it. They don't tell you price because they don't even want you to know the price. They want you to get with them, and then they want to fill you out, see if they even want to sell it to you. And if they don't want to sell it to you, they're gonna jack the price up a little more, just so it keep it out of reach for you. Just like you said, just like you said, if you get the land, what are they gonna do? And just like I said, if you play the game, you're bound to lose because it's on their terms. Like we can play Monopoly all day, but when they're the banker and the fucking debt is about to collapse, but they just keep pushing it back. But they want your credit score to be 800 so you can get their house on their land. After that, you pay it for fucking 30 years, and then you got property tax on it. How are we gonna get to anywhere?
Yeah.
Any fucking where? So I don't agree with that shit either, bro. I'm not for the social economic situation. I'm with social divine order, and I'm with spirit being pleased, spirit being tapped in with the land that we are here on for whatever reason, whatever we're here for. I believe we're guardians of the galaxy. I believe we're sent here to reprise and re-own our land.
It's gonna happen, bro.
And wake the trees up.
It's gonna happen.
That's right.
It has to. It's inevitable. There's no way that things can keep going the way that there is. And even like as bad as stuff may look right now, like it's not as bad as we may think because they're still good balancing out that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like
they're very good at it because they have the bank, man. They got the bank right there.
Yeah.
It's rough, man. We got off topic, man. Let me see where we at.
I mean, but back to, you know, like I feel like what they've done, they know that it's a biological need of a woman to be able to feel secure on a biological level. Like in order for me to be able to have a woman and for her to feel like comfortable enough to be able to nest and to be able to like have a child, like she needs to be able to feel secure. You know what I'm saying? And like if you just look at statistically, like black women make more money than black men. You know, like you look at Hampton University, the girl to boy ratio is 17 or 16, 17 to 1.
We're going to get into that. I wanted to get into that for sure.
You know?
Okay, why is that, bro? Why is that?
I think it's because they don't want black men in positions of like where they can make money because they know that women date across and they date up. They don't date down. They don't deal with men that have less than them. You know what I'm saying? The average black man in America makes $45,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? The average black woman is making 60, 65 out the
Right.
gate. And a lot of the reason why they're making $65,000 or more is because they're in science, or they're in STEM. Like they're nurses, they have like science degrees or engineering degrees, you know. So like, and that all comes from being able to go to college. So like, by them not allowing men the same access to college, it's making it to where we're not eligible for the black women
Because because why do black men get scholarships, bro?
for playing ball.
There you go. Why do we get scholarships? So we can play in their Mandingo game, so that we can make them more money. They're gonna give LeBron 150 million. What the fuck you think that they making off of that full arena at the playoffs? Well, they're making astronomical numbers just to turn that money against us. They're setting it up perfectly. Like you said, the woman is going to get into position and she's going to feel financially secure because she never had nothing, because her family has never had nothing. They broke it down. She was born into poverty. So now she's thinking she's climbing the ladder. She's doing a great job doing her thing with their game. But when she gets to the top of that ladder, where does that end her? Where does that get her?
She's gonna have to deal with a man that's not black.
Bro, I got a cousin, beautiful cousin, that went to college, UNC, and she dates a white man. I love her. And she might even see this, bro. I love you, but
I have two. I have
why
two
did you
white
not
kids.
keep
I
it?
got two
Why did you
kids.
not keep it in the family? Because, like you said, you date across and up.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see a black man doing great, and
Yeah.
they can't reach the ball players all the time, so they have to. They're stuck doing that. It's an ugly dynamic. It's an ugly dynamic, and we don't. I'm not standing for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna single you out, point you out, and we're gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
It makes you wonder, like, in like I said, it all boils back to a woman's biological need to be taken care of and
Right.
be provided for and
Right.
protected. And they don't feel like they can get that from a black man, and they're gonna go seek elsewhere, and
Right.
they're gonna have kids, and then when they do that, it's gonna dilute the black blood.
Man, you know what it is.
Just, and then it's just everywhere you look, like whether it be like men being with men, women being with women, they're not having kids. Whether it be a black man and a black woman together, then the black woman aborts the baby, they're not having kids. You know what I'm saying? Or like it's just everywhere you look, it's just all designed for us not to reproduce. Like they don't want us to be together.
Yep, that's the key, bro. That's exactly right, and I'm a second that. So you have these HBCUs that are supposed to be for us, but a lot of times you find out that they're ran by these agendas and these white people and these governments that are not for us. And Biden, what did he do? Took the 65 million away, and now they're getting 2 million.
2
So what
billion.
is that just devastates the HBCUs. We were kind of thriving in HBCUs, and we were kind of getting our slight way in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Figured it out. They said, "Oh no, y'all doing too much. We'll take a little bit back. Matter of fact, we'll take all of it back. We'll leave you with the pennies and scrubs." So those were the colleges. But let's get back into the COINTELPRO situations and what is COINTELPRO, bro? First and foremost, let's just introduce COINTEL in case somebody is not understanding.
Well, J. Edgar Hoover was the director of the FBI, and he served for I think about I want to say between 4 and 6 presidential administrations. From like I want to say probably like the late 40s until like maybe the 60s, early 70s, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. That
And
sounds right. I'm not
I know
sure.
he did at least 4 or 5 administrations. He was around for a minute. He was around for a very long time, and you know, he was a bureaucrat. And during the civil rights movement, there was a lot of fear in the government that the Black freedom movement was threatening the white American population, and they were getting too much too much power, too much clout, too much backing. So what they did was they created a program called COINTELPRO where they infiltrated these programs with our own people often.
Facts.
What was that? That Black Messiah movie that came out.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
That was a
Perfect one. Fred Hampton.
perfect example of COINTELPRO.
And they showed you that they
showed
had
you exactly what they did.
big meetings with these big whiteboards and these big projector screens talking about that's your enemy. We're gonna take them out. And they soft spoke that because they didn't get into the deepness of it, but every angle was attacked, and they rushed in like a blitz. They took our black leaders away, one by one. They scared us shitless. They even kept, so they still got political prisoners captured to this day. To this day, they got political prisoners. Free Larry Hoover while we talking. But we got political prisoners in the situation where all they were doing was enlightening their people. They called them gang leaders, and they charged them with all these different conspiracies and all these different situations.
Racketeering and all that shit.
Racketeering, yes, that's the word. So it got scary for people, and people didn't want to step up after that, and they began to really perfect their agenda. It just got uglier and uglier and uglier. So that's COINTELPRO, and then like you said, you got J. Edgar Hoover at the head of this, and all he wanted to do was to rule and run this situation based on the agenda that was already put into place before him. He just noticed what was needed, and he upped the ante. So after J. Edgar Hoover, you got Ronald Reagan, and we can keep going down these lines, bro, all the way up until
we could probably even back it up a little bit. And when we talk about Ronald Reagan, I think it's important that we talk about the Black Panther Party, because the Black Panther Party was formed in Oakland, California, right? And at the time, Ronald Reagan was the governor of California. So around the time, the Black Panthers waltzed in on the congressional building in California, they ran up in that motherfucker with guns.
Yep.
And they just demanded to be heard. And then once they did that, that's when they kicked everything off. They were like, yo, we cannot have these black people coming up in here doing this kind of shit, bro. And that's what kicked it all off, bro.
Right.
That's what kicked it off.
Yep.
They were already going to do what they wanted to do, but when they did that, it was like, yeah, no, we can't. No, we can't have them do that. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. When you see shows like Snowfall, you may think that, it may be like just a show, but that is very true. The show is actually about Freeway Ricky Ross. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that was about him, about how he was getting cocaine from the federal government and distributing it through, inner city communities so they could run their what was it, Iran Contra, their little proxy wars that they were fighting. Like all of this, they're just flooding our community with drugs, arresting them, poverty, redlining. And that's why it blows my mind, like when I hear white people talking about, oh, there's no more racism, because like if there's no more racism, there's still the effects of what was
the remnants of the blow up. If there's no more racism, the remnants of the blow up still has us in shambles.
Yeah,
like shambles. So yeah, that's COINTELPRO, and all these different agencies were built to plant and set up people for false allegations to get them into bondage through their legal system, because they knew if they started just killing people, it'd be a war, and they didn't want to do that because they're not that type of people. They're not built like that. And let's touch on this. You have all these warrior men in the world. You have these places like Chicago, Chirac. You got even bad news. You got Ohio out there. You got New York City. You have all these warriors. And what did they do? They turned us against each other. Because if we looked up and seen what was really going on, we'll be marching straight to the White House.
Yeah.
like niggas did in 1960. So they understood that after all of that, and they was like, no, this cannot happen again.
Yeah.
We're gonna get them young. They got Fred Hampton at 21. They got Mutulu Shakur. They got Sada, man. They got everybody, all the Black Panthers out of there. They got the people out of there quick, fast, because that was the biggest movement going.
And now what you got? Black Lives Matter.
You have a Black Lives Matter, and let's entertain Black Lives Matter. Let's say Black Lives Matter was a real thing, and let's say that's a real movement right now. Why, bro? Why? Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. Black Lives Matter, okay?
It's a joke.
Yeah, I won't even want to entertain it. Let's just go in on it. Why would Black Lives Matter show up in these 2017 to 2020 days? Why does Black Matter Lives show up? Why does it show up? It's a lot to deal with, bro.
I mean, if we really want to look at the mission statement of Black Lives Matter, they don't believe in cisgender families. They don't believe in having any heterosexual males in their leadership. They don't believe in families at all.
Right. Is this true? I believe it is. Is it ran by 3 women or started by 3 women?
Started by 3 lesbian. They're the faces of it. It was started by George Soros. Funded.
They promoted, even if they didn't start it, or even if they don't run it. You have the face of Black Lives Matter by these 3 women. I don't know their names. We'll look them up later. But the 3 women, and they happen to be lesbian.
Yeah.
So why would we put our faith in that? I think because, like you said, we searching for a security blanket. We're not searching for answers. And I think this is a security blanket that they knew that we would wrap ourselves up in. That we would put on our masks, put on our hats, and feel like we're doing something for the people. And
absolutely.
In real time, what has Black Lives Matter done for anybody? I think at the most, they've charged people up and got people out there in the streets naked and willing to march and yell over something they're not ready to fight for.
Yeah.
So all these people are out there marching and yelling and talking as Martin Luther King, like we said, he probably was a COINTELPRO exec somewhere.
Operative. Yeah.
Yeah, he was an operative like Fred Hampton's Judas situation. And why would you put those people out there defenseless when they don't have no rights to fight for what they're really hollering about? So if they popped off on them for real, it wouldn't look good. It would be a massacre on our people. I don't see Black Lives Matter ever doing anything for us.
I mean, even the name is weak. It used to be
we're not black, bro. We're Aboriginal, indigenous beings from this land.
But even Black Lives Matter, like, it just sounds weak. Like, it used to be Black Power. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now it's like Black Lives Matter. That's right. That sounds weak. That doesn't even sound like anything worth even backing up.
We were on power to the people back in the days. The power.
We matter too.
No, bro. Nobody wants to sympathize with us. I don't want to sympathize with y'all. I want to solve this problem. I want to get into this space where we can actually solve this problem. And I think
the only way we can solve this problem is by having more Black families.
Yeah.
That's the only, like, when we talk about changing the world or saving the planet or anything, any of that, like, that's all like rhetoric. It's all like theoretical. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing that you can do is get with a Black woman, have beautiful Black kids, and teach those Black kids the right things to do. That's the only thing. That's all you can do. You can't burn. You can't loot. You can't riot. Like, you can't do any of that and expect there to be any results, because it doesn't matter.
That's right, bro. That's right. And that's how you fight it. That's how you don't fight fire with fire. You fight fire with water. And water is a loving, nurturing type of place. You pour the water on the plant grows. So like you said, that'll be our conclusion tonight. The black families have to agree to disagree about these baby mamas and baby daddies. We have to let that shit go, and we have to say, you know what? There's a bigger war going on right now. I'm going to give this man his kids. I'm going to speak to this man. I'm going to speak to this woman, and I'm going to get through to her or him the plan.
Yeah.
Or we die.
Yeah.
We die
We're not going
anyway,
to be
because
around in 2,
then
3.
your kids.
If we don't do this, we're not going to be around in 2, 3 generations, bro. We're not going to be around.
Because the fight gets futile as it goes.
We got a whole nother wave coming up, and like we got this artificial intelligence shit coming up. They trying to do this transhumanism shit. Transhumanism. They
I didn't
trying
even
to
ask about that yet.
Bro, they're trying to blend us with computers. Like it's about to get crazy. Now is not the time. It's not the time, bro. We don't got time for this shit, bro.
We don't. So this is part one. We definitely broke the book open, bro. I definitely love the bill, man. That definitely resonates with my spirit and my soul, and I agree. We have to get with a black, melanated, indigenous being. We have to get with a being that is righteous and divine, and we have to teach each other, help each other through this walk. We have to make sure that these agendas are not pushed on us to the point where we can't breathe no more.
It's gonna be uncomfortable, though.
Running.
It's gonna be very uncomfortable, and you know, like especially now because like you know, black women are like educated and they have money. Like they're not, you know, it's gonna be a challenge for them to want to go to being in a situation where they don't have that lifestyle that they're used to living anymore.
100.
You know what I'm saying? That's where the real challenge is. Like, you know, being a man, like we can go without. We don't need that. You know, and a lot of the stuff that we do is for them. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a great point.
I get an apartment. All I need is a bed, refrigerator, closet.
That's an amazing point. So this is what I say, ladies. We need you. We need you to breathe life into our men. I don't want to put everything on you, but it's on you. It's on you, beautiful black queens, to breathe air into a life, because you have to nurture. Men don't really care about this necessities. We can sleep in a tent in a hut and be straight. Everything is all good, but that does not build. That doesn't create socioeconomics to the maximum degree. You have to let the woman curate. The woman has to curate. The woman has to be able to stick her neck out and say, I trust this black man. I trust this person. I'm gonna shut the fuck up, like you said in the post last week. I'm gonna shut the fuck up and I'm gonna do what he asked me to do. And when he comes with a toxic angle, I just let him know about himself. I don't buck. I don't leave. I just let him know about it. Let him know about himself and give him the space and the time to fix it, because he's up against a lot. He's up against these agendas. He's up against these jobs. He's up against this paper money, this fucking monopoly money. He's up against these niggas in his fucking social media accounts talking about money phone and I got to new this and fuck these bitches, and it's so much that these black men are up against. Women, you have to just let them do it and breathe life as they do it. That's what I say, bro.
I think we should end this off with saying, what is a high value man? Because Malcolm X died with $250 in his bank account.
That's right, but his spirit. Okay, that's right. Let's do that. Let's do that. So you remember at the end of Malcolm X's life, when he got to that point where he knew they was trying to kill him, and he became real peaceful and real humble, because he had already took his Hajj. He had already seen the truth. So that was it for him. He was like, oh, that's what it is. And Malcolm X, throughout it all, he never was a rich man as far as money, paper money. He was always a rich man through the people. The people kept him up. The people were the ones that he breathed life into, and the people breathed it back into him. So he was rich in in socialism,
Mm-hmm.
which is tribalism,
Mm-hmm.
which is I believe in you, you believe in me. I do for you, I teach you, I profess to you the truth, you follow me, and we
Absolutely.
fight together. So that's 100. So I like that. $250 in his bank account. What does that say to you? What does that say to you, bro?
It says that, I mean, a quality of a man is not about what's in his pockets. It's about his character. It's about like what he's fighting for. It's about what he's believing in. And it's about like the community.
Yep, 100, 100. So the tribe, the nations, we were nations of gods and earths. The gods were one with the earth. That's why they called it that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These divine orders were supremely driven by the way the earth is ran. So Malcolm X understood that, and the money wasn't a thing. He never cared about the money. He walked around proud after he came back, and even when he got onto these interviews explaining to people like they're trying to kill me,
Mm-hmm.
and he really thought it was his people, and we still don't really know. We think it might be Elijah Muhammad. They want to put it off on him, but the CIA or whoever were involved in that.
Yeah.
So if it was
I mean,
Muhammad,
and if you want to run a COINTELPRO, which was going on at the time, who's to say that they didn't put somebody in the nation?
there you go. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's exactly what I'm trying to get at. So I believe Elijah Muhammad was a righteous man, and I believe in his words and his teachings, and it still resonates to this day. That's why you have, if you look at any religion, that's the closest religion that you want to deal with, because they're the closest thing to divine order.
But
And,
you know, where did the Nation of Islam derive from?
right, exactly, right.
The more science,
The science, yeah, the Kemetic science that was in Freemasonry now. And I want to talk about. I talked about esoteric last week, but I want to talk about that again. They have the Vatican and all of that stuff. They have these documents or these tablets or whatever is on. They have all the order. They have the order. They know they got the cheat code, the book. So, like you said, those things come and stem straight from the Moorish dynasties that fed, nourished, and treated.
Noble Drew Ali.
Absolutely. Peace and blessings to that ancestor, man. So yeah, that's a righteous man. So if women, if you're looking for a man, let's tackle that. Not just look for a person that is divinely touched, anointed, a man that is beloved by the people, and not by all and any people, by the people that matter in this place and moment in time. Not the people that are on the Instagram talking a bunch of flash and a bunch of shit. And it's cool to live good. It's cool to live nice. It's cool to have nice things. But let's tap into what was first, originally most important. Let's keep priorities in order. Bills ain't always what matter. That 750 credit score ain't always what matter. I know we're playing a game and we're still trying to fight it, but the spirit has to be divinely touched, or you're not gonna be as successful as you think with that man. That any man, any color. If you want to jump out there and be with an Asian man, if his order is not divine, then you're gonna get discord, and you're gonna die and come back again to do it again. Whatever you believe, but you're gonna die a miserable person. And we want to be rich in spirit, not rich in money. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I love it, bro. That was dope, man. I love it.
And we gotta do this again, bro.
ASAP, man. So part one, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you having me, brother.
You're definitely a divine being. Your mother lives right down the street from my mother, and
yeah,
that's
man,
really
it's
how
crazy.
that's how it should be, bro. That's how it should be. So when I come home, you come home, my kids and your kids play, because you had the mindset that I got. The kids will get the mindset from me, and also whatever your kids are learning. That's what Wu-Tang was talking about. My seeds build with your seeds.
You know another thing that our community also needs to take back up, bro.
Yeah.
And it's gonna sound weird, bro, but arranged marriages, bro.
Facts. I swear I'm on that, bro. You know I'm heavy on astrology.
It needs
I'm
to be
heavy
done.
on astrology. I told my kids this. I said, you're not gonna have a girlfriend until you bring me their astrological chart. and I'm going to break it down with you, and I'm going to show you where your benefits are with her and where your downsides are with her. And if they don't match your divine right, you will not be with that person in my house.
Yeah.
I'm already there, bro. That's not weird at all. You seen the Coming to America too? They're trying to push these things. They're trying to push these things. He ended up doing bucking on the divine right. That was in both of them. Both America Coming to America. He went and found his own thing in America instead of going with whatever they said. And they tried to make the divine person look like a goof troop so that it would be true. Like, I don't need to go with divine order. I might get stuck with somebody crazy. But divine order says that God picked out your wife and your husband. So whoever you end up with divinely, that's right. And I think it's still there. The natural selection is God works in mysterious ways, you know. But sometimes we gotta bump our heads and we end up with a baby mother and a baby father. So we wanna arrange marriages again, bro. I second that notion, man.
Bro. Like two good houses, you know what I'm saying? That like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know how you bring your kids up, you know how I bring our kids up. You got a son, I got a daughter, my nigga. Like, them, they need it, you feel me? Like, that's the kind of like stuff we need in order to get up out of the situation we in, bro. Ain't no way. Cause we can't depend on our kids to have to go out into this world with all this random crazy mess out there and expect them to find somebody of value. Like,
that's a
we
fact.
can't. It's just,
That's a fact. You're right. You're right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. That's beyond. That's where the fight it needs to go. We need to take the fight there. And so if you ain't fighting like that, family, I'd appreciate you if you really open your mind to that. Cause I'm with it, bro. I got 5 sons and a daughter. So
I got
my son,
4 boys and 1 girl.
so that you there with me. We will not let our sons just do anything. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. You're going to follow order, and you're going to learn that there's riches in certain things that you don't understand yet. So when we pair you up with a person, or we pair you up with a buddy or an uncle that's going to teach you how to do certain things, all of these things are arranged order, tribalism, nationism, nations that build with another nation. Your daughter is in this order. My son is in that order. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? You already know that's the way it was done back in the days, and they thrived in that. That was the backbone, like you said.
Thrive.
Yep, that was the backbone, bro.
All the way thrive.
Yep, yeah. It was great. It was great. So
it wasn't built on feelings. It wasn't built on fleeting emotions. You know what I'm saying? It was built on like, all right, this is what y'all need to do. This is for the culture. This is for the family. Like,
the real culture. This is really for the culture.
Real for the culture.
Yeah, I like that. That's really for the culture, bro. That's it, man. That's peace, yo. That's peace, y'all. It's dark as hell out here.
I know, right? Over here too.
We had a great build, man. I'm gonna watch this tomorrow on my
man, download this joint and send me this joint, bro.
Fact, I'm gonna download it. We'll load it up. We'll put it on Facebook. We'll spread it. We'll do a part 2. We'll get women involved. I want women to tap in. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think.
Definitely want to hear from the women, man. There's some great minds out there too, yo.
Beautiful, amazing minds, man. I know y'all women are listening. I know y'all want to tap in. So y'all definitely give us a DM, give us a friend request, a video live request, all of that. I want to be in the mix with everybody that is divinely anointed. And you, my brother, are definitely anointed. And
likewise, my brother. Peace.
That's right. We learned that recently, and it's been a late show. We could have did it when we was real young, but we didn't know and we didn't understand.
Yeah, everything happens when it's supposed to happen, bro. We right where we need to be, man.
That's a fact.
You feel me?
A fact.
We right where we need to be.
So y'all tune in, bro. My brother, he does amazing photos, Renaissance photos, man. He does amazing music. Track Savage. This is a very super talented Scorpio y'all guys are looking at. Y'all make sure y'all tap into my brother, man. Definitely appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that mix too. Probably tomorrow, man.
Let's make that a real.
You did it on Logic, right?
Yeah, I got a Logic. Yeah.
I bet we on.
Yeah, so let's make that a song, and we'll do many of them, and I will raise the frequency. and
Yeah.
we're teaching our music as well. It's gonna be
You
divine,
know,
bro.
and that's another reason why I haven't really released too much music, because like I feel like the music is supposed to reflect the times, and I don't feel like music nowadays, like I don't feel like you wouldn't even think that on any of the stuff that we're talking about is even going on if you listen to the music. Like if
Yeah,
you listen to the music, everybody cashed out, everyone balling.
that's right. Everybody balling. Like, what happened? Like, ain't nobody struggled.
Yeah,
Everybody used to struggle. Nobody struggles no more.
yeah,
But
it's
like I
weird.
said, we'll bring that back, man. That feeling, the real feelings, man. I really, really, really believe that we can teach and manifest through that music, bro. We can
Yeah,
manifest and teach. That's twofold, man. I'm there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, bro. We can lock
Say
in on
no
that.
more.
So,
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. I'm a log out, family. I'm gonna say
all right,
what.
bro. I'll let you later, man. Be easy.
That's peace, brother.
All right, peace.